Good morning. Welcome to the Hongwanji Buddhist Temple, Hawaii, the Hawaii District Ministers Association online Sunday message. I hope you enjoy today's message online, enjoying the gratitude. And first of all, I will chant the Vandana Ti Sarana, and then I will share my message, and also closing with a Nembutsu. Thank you so much. Today, I'd like to share with you about the memorial of Okinawa War. In Japanese, we say Irei no Hi. As you know that about 75 years ago, of June 23, 1945, the Battle of Okinawa ended with many sacrificed lives, both US and Japan. The battle ended after 3 months, and more than 12,000 American soldiers were killed or missing in action. The highest number that lost in a single battle in the Pacific War. More than 70,000 Japanese soldiers and civilians was killed and also destroyed the many innocent people's lives. When I was the university school student, my mother and I traveled to Okinawa together. The reason why my mom wanted to go to Okinawa because there are 2 elementary school students from Okinawa, those who evacuated from Okinawa before the battle began in April 1945. The military government assigned the some Buddhist temple as a shelter for evacuated the student from Okinawa. One of the temple was my mother's temple in Fukuoka, Japan. I recall my mother's story about the 2 students from Okinawa. There were 2 boys at about age about 10 years old. They were so skinny due to lack of food when they arrived. And one of the boys was sick due to lack of a nutritious food. Of course, not only for them from Okinawa, but most of the people in Japan at that time, they had no enough food, including very essential food such as rice, salt, and miso. However, 2 boys, they never say any monku or complaints about food. My mother told me before, you know, the 2 boys, they woke up early morning to help for cleaning a temple and the gardens every day. They sometimes show me the Okinawan dances and singing songs for me. They were very humble and hardworking children. And my mother continued to share with me. After the Battle of Okinawa ended in 1945, they stayed until about end of 1945. And then my mother was informed from the government that 2 boys, their parents and sister brothers were killed during the Battle of Okinawa. My mother had a very difficult time to tell the 2 boys that their whole families were killed. After 2 months, she told the 2 boys their whole families had died. And before end of 1945, they moved to a children's shelter center somewhere. And since then, my mother never had anything about 2 boys. That's the reason my mother wanted to go to Okinawa to visit the Okinawa War, the memorial historical site. My mother and I, we are just sitting together. It's a Mabuni. It's the last place of Okinawa battle. And there's a monument, the many monuments in memory of the victims. My mom and I, we just sat down and we said our names together. And we're always just watching. It's a blue oceans of Okinawa. My mom told me that there are many street children, even her hometown, Omuta City. They die in the side of the street due to the lack of food and sick. That reason, my mom and my father, they opened a child care center using the temple Hondo, main temple. Since then, my mom became a director for preschool, and she ran a director of preschool and child care center over 45 years until she got sick. Last Tuesday, Hawaii Okinawa United Association of the Okinawa War Memorial Service Irei no Hi in memory of all victims during the Battle of Okinawa. Dear soldiers of US and Japan, civilians, murdered children, Oji-chan, Oba-chan, many other innocent people who lost their very precious life and unrepeatable lives. I'm sure they didn't want to die. They didn't want to lose their family. They didn't want to lose their babies and girlfriend and boyfriends, of course. They wanted to live more years. They wanted to have the normal life. But the war destroys everything, especially human dignity. The Buddhism is always against the violence, discriminations, racism, especially the war. The Buddhism is always against the destroyed human life. As a minister of Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii, I want to say, please keep just thinking about life is only one time. Life is very precious. Thus, we have to live. We have to be happy, well, enjoying gratitude, not destroyed by war. Closing meditation, please join me, the moment meditation. Peace begins with each of us. Peace begins with respect each other and our lives. Peace begins with listening of the Buddha Dharma. Buddhism is a teaching of peace and harmony. I recite the Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu. 나무합니다.